live after midnight, live after the crazy presidential debates. How y'all feeling about how those went down? Don't want to get too political on the channel, but kind of curious what the reaction was. Comment below if you're there, if you're here about it. No one in the chat yet. I didn't advertise it ahead of time, so you guys may or may not show up. It may just turn into me rambling, but we shall see. So for right now, I've got a whole crap ton of knives out on the table, and I got to make some sales. So we got to get some of this moving. If you're a Patreon member, we'll include discount, and obviously you'll have first dibs. But other than that, we just want to get some of these moving. So saw someone join the chat here. Glad we got one. We should be getting a couple more, hopefully. But I have a lot of damn knives. Hey, Al Capag. Hey, Ethan Ruins EDC. Glad to have you back. This is not going to be a long one. I got depositions in the morning in a case, so I've got to get a somewhat good night's sleep. But it's going to be one where I'm going to run through as many as possible of what I have or, will put up. I may not get through all the pricing, mainly if you're interested in a knife, I'll try to run and give you pricing on the knife, but I can also talk about them if you have questions about them just in general, for general interest reasons, not just for selling reasons. So that's kind of how we're going to run tonight's live. So let's start out with the big chunker, the Rayot T1000. This thing is a freaking chunk. As you can see, it starts here locked, and it is, it looks like it comes straight out of the Terminator, which I think is where they got that T1000 name from. But love the design on this. It is a Rayot, so you can't go wrong. It does have beautiful open action, beautiful grinds on the blade. Two-way blade here, compound grind. You've got the flats on the Tonto and the hollows on the flats. So that's pretty cool. There's a little, I guess, schmutz on the edge here. I did notice that at the very tip of this, there is like a little ding at the very tip. I don't know if you guys could see it, but it's not really that major and hard to notice unless you're looking for it. But something to just disclose. As far as the knife itself, beautiful drop shot action on this. Heavy blade, so it gets that nice action that you see on many, many Rayots. And really like this as a result. The only drawback that I have on this is I have a tendency in my pockets to close either this side or this side by accident. And when that happens, it gets locked. If that doesn't bother you or you don't think it's going to happen in your pockets, then this is really cool. For me, pants I wear always end up hitting one of these, and then we have that problem, and I got to adjust and get it back out and then open. So that is what it is. So let's go ahead and put this one to the side. Let me know if you guys are interested. I think I'm asking $500 on this. This was like $560. They're pretty much sold out everywhere. So let me know. The next up, we have a Monkey Edge Hinderer. This is the Eclipse Warncliffe version. This has a dog paw titanium stonewash scale on it. I also have a Thai textured battle bronze scale that I could sub on instead, unless you want both scales. The original scale that came with it was the Frag G10 in the Monkey Edge frag pattern. So really cool knife, CPM 3V, which is not a common steel blade on the T6000. So that is a T1000, the predecessor to the T6000. But yes, you can see the blade on this. The flats are fantastic. Completely excellent condition, except for that one point at the tip, which you don't even know unless you pull your finger across that tip. It's like a little bit bent at the tip. So that's that. The hinder warning right here, the Eclipse, very cool. Got that monkey edge clip on it. Always like the design on the monkey edge clip. Think is really cool. Actually have it on 2 knives. This is also a monkey edge knife, so you can see it there. On this one, I did contrasting hardware on the back and the front. Or no, I didn't. I thought I did. I bought contrasting hardware. I guess I never installed it. So in any event, I have different hardwares also. If you guys are interested in additional hardware, I have the scales. This is, I've seen these sell anywhere between like $525 and $725. There was at one point where they were going in the 800-900s, but I think those days are pretty well gone. These are limited releases. They may do another run at some point, but it probably won't be for a while, especially in the Wharncliffe version. So, you know, it does have some value in that regard. I was going to offer it, the scales are like $200. So with your choice of scales, I was going to offer it at, let's call it $675 with the scales. So that we're getting a decent price on the knife and the scales together in a package. I want to sell at least one of the 2 sets of scales, and if you happen to want to take both of them, I will make you a better deal. So that is that one. The Holt Morpheus here, this is number 36. Enter the 36 chambers. Wu-Tang, Wu-Tang. And thanks, Larry. Hey, glad to see you back, Larry. I haven't seen you in a while. So this is the, I forgot what they call this. I think it's feather texturing. Really cool texturing on this. And this is the kind of that stonewash mirror that they do. I forgot what they call it. This was, like I said, from the initial run, and it ran, oh, you're interested in the Holt? It ran, I believe, this is number 36. So, you know, one of the early ones, and is, yeah, great to see you too. This is just a great knife. So why am I getting rid of it? I have a second one. Let me join its brother over here. I have the Towley version. I don't know if you remember when they were doing South Park ones, but I actually have a Timascus version with a Towley quote on the inside. Let's see if you can see this. Can you guys see that? No, you can't see it. Anyway, it says you want to get high. All right, so on the Wu-Tang version of the Morpheus, I believe I saw these going. I think based on the, and I haven't been in the Holt market for a while, so if my pricing's off, let me know. But I think 800, based on what I'm seeing, is a fair price. So let me know. I have Microtech Stitch Shadow. These I can sell pretty much all day at the map pricing. I think it's like $550 or something like that, somewhere around there. So that's what I want to charge. If you guys, I want to give you guys a chance first before I posted it, but I'm pretty sure I can definitely sell at that price. Received the very first Skiff-made blades, Fugitive. Hey, Skiff-made blades make some excellent customs. I had a drifter at one point, and every single inch of that thing was perfect. They have no flaws coming out of that shop. Very, very nice blades. Again, this is the Stitch, very popular knife, and probably the most popular version of this popular knife. This is the Evo 2. Obviously, the Evo 4 just came out. You probably saw a bunch of them floating around. The Evo 3 was previously out. I own several Evo 3s. CKF, of course, and Rotten Design. The Evo 2 was the most popular and considered by most to be the perfect size. So this one I do have available. It is lightly carried condition. Not too bad. Hasn't gone crazy. Has the original edge. You know, lightly carried, as I said. And this is, I do note a couple of snails here. don't know if you can see them. But I see these all the time on Facebook. They're pretty standard as far as what people are asking for them. I don't know how many deals end up closing, but the asking price is almost always $12.50. So if you have that or something near it that catches my attention, that's what I would like to get on it. Unless you're a Patreon member, then you get special favors. All right, so this is the Microtech Makora, the new Makora. Pretty cool one. I actually like this better than the Ultratech. Now, I didn't get to handle the new Ultratechs at Blade Show, so don't know if that one will end up being, one that I'd like over this. But as far as the existing Ultratechs and the new version of the Makora, I like the Makora better. It's a really great knife, and I actually have several of them. Yeah. Sorry, I missed whoever put something up. The statements don't stay up long, but I have several of them, so at least one of them needs to go, kind of the way it is right now. They are kind of all over in pricing. This one was kind of a great deal, so I was going to pass on some of that to you guys. This was a Blade Show West 2023 version. And the Blade Show West version, I think, sold for like $300. Now this is a $600 knife, and they sold it at table at Blade Show West for like $300. And then they were listed by some of the dealers for $300 for a little bit, but many of them also did upcharge closer to what the Makoras are really costing. And so I'm not going to do $300, mainly because I'm trying to raise some money here, and I want to start doing, more giveaways and things. So I gotta refill the bank, but let's go $400 on this. I think that's a fair price given the rest of what Makoras cost. This one is actually one that I need to try to fix, so I'm not going to be selling it because it's not firing right. It just happened to be out, so I could work on it. It's firing a little better right now because I'm filming it and it knows it's in trouble. But I will see you later. The Microtech Amphibian, the Apocalyptic, with fluted aluminum scales, the updated clip and everything. This is a beautiful knife. Pretty much ask, I assume these are out of stock places, but if they're in stock, because I know that they did mass produce them to an extent. If they're out of stock, I'd want pretty much what they cost. If they're in stock, I'll give you guys a discount off of it by, let's say 20% off of what the in stock is. Anyway, this is one that I'm not sure I'm going to let go, but pretty popular. So it is the Monkey Edge version of the XM18, not the Eclipse, and this also has the upgraded flat battle black scale, which is actually kind of hard to get. I ended up paying $300 for this scale by itself because it is, again, pretty hard to get. Then obviously the upgraded hardware, copper hardware. And so this one I would probably sell, I guess make me an offer on this one. I'm not sure what to charge on it because there's a lot of upgrades. I will break it down and sell some things individually if you just want the base knife, because buying this entire knife would probably be, with the 35 tab and everything else. I mean, there's probably there's probably almost $500 in things in the knife on top of what the knife costs, and it's a hard to get knife. So, yeah. Conigarius. Who needs a Conigarius? With a DLC handle, factory DLC. There is a factory titanium DLC handle that's in the box that actually goes with it. This is the aftermarket scale from Eric Shepard CC. This is fat carbon, and that would come with it too. The blade is two-tone satin, so that is a really nice setup. And I don't think I've seen a lot of these in the factory DLC handle with the satin setup. So, you know, I don't know what they're going for. Let me see if the batch number would be on the other scale. So I can't even do that. I do know that there's some marks on the clip here. However, I don't know if you can see it. There's some marks on the clip. They're not terrible, and frankly, you know, DLC, you can probably get a magic eraser and they'll probably come off. But just in case, I want to note them. There is a part here and a part here where it looks like the DLC may have rubbed off on the corners. So just be aware of that. This one I paid $1,000 for. I would, including the aftermarket scale. The market's down a little bit. Let's call it $925. It's a tie show scale fluted. The show scale is the same as this, so it is. Well, you know what? I believe it's milled. I don't have it with me. It's in the box, but I believe it's milled. This side isn't milled on this one, but I'm pretty sure the other side is. I'll have to double check. If you're interested in any of these, hit me up at triple.e.edc@gmail.com. That's triple.e.edc@gmail.com. Now let's run through some fun ones. I've got the Kunwu X-Tau and the Max Ace Goliath. By the way, the Goliath is freaking huge. Yeah, Larry, just email me so I remember. I have a deposition tomorrow morning, and we'll be 100% focused on that, and so I may forget. So if you could send me an email, I'll get back to you on it. I'll try to remember to bring the knife with me so I can mail it out later in the day if we make a deal. So, yeah, so Max Ace Goliath. These, I think, are 100-something. I think I've seen them sell on the secondary 90-ish. Is that right? And then these around 200-ish on the second. And so I'd probably take, how much for the Evo and the Auto Stitch? Discounts for multiples. The Auto Stitch, I think I said $550 or $565 or whatever the map pricing is on it. The Evo was asking $1,250. It's the Evo 2. The one that's hard to get, more limited numbers, and what a lot of people say is a perfect size. Okay. All right, that's that. Let's go with the Hogue Misto. So obviously a comparator to the Benchmade 940. I don't think it lives up to the 940 personally, and I did a video on that. This version is better than the one that I did in that other video because that one was the Tonto version, and it had a very serious issue where you could essentially rub your finger along here and it would pull the blade open, and essentially, if you did it with force, cut your finger open. But this one, which is a different blade shape, doesn't seem to have that issue. So they either fixed the issue in the early version that I had after I posted the video, or the different blade shape gives it a different result. So, have to try a Tonto to figure it out for sure. The X-Tau, let's go $150 on this. I think that's a fair price. And again, anybody who's interested, wants to claim something, triple.e.edc@gmail.com. That's the best way to get on top of that. All right. And by the way, I won't price everything. If you're interested in something, I'll just price it. We have a Spyderco Native 5, the carbon fiber and S90V version. Fluted carbon, rounded. Probably one of the most EDC-able knives Spyderco has ever made. I do prefer the titanium version, but if you're a carbon fiber guy, this thing is fantastic. Anyway, these run, hell, I think these run like 300 something now. They used to be, I mean, these got a significant price hike. Frankly, I'd take 230 on it. I think that's what it's probably a little bit under what I paid, but with the price hikes, I think that's fair. So let's go 230 on this. It's in, I would say, like new condition. All right, we got a Kershaw launch. This is the 19, I believe. This one hasn't been carried a ton. I really liked it in the pictures. I'm sorry, I missed the comment that just came up. It disappeared. I don't know why that app does it. It makes it hard for me to read. I need a second computer hooked up. In fact, I may go do that. Hold on a second. Okay. Let me see if I can catch up on these then. Larry says email sent. Awesome, brother. That's the launch 15. I don't think that's the launch 15. I think it is the launch 19. I could be wrong. Yeah, so I think this came out after the 18. The 18 was a smaller one. I was pretty excited for this drop, and I just don't like that. I thought this was going to be more of a micarta, and that would have been great. But it's G10. I'm not a big G10 fan. But this is aluminum, and the steel is good. The design on this is good. The steel is 154 cm. I forget what they're charging on this. I forgot. I think it's probably around 140 or 150 if I had to guess. So why don't we go 100 on this? Still in pretty much brand new condition. Then we've got another with a release mechanism here, but one you may not have seen, the axis lock release. This is a workman's work knife. Really nice thick liners. If you like, I'll put it this way. If you like the Benchmade Adamas and how thick the liners are and how that makes the handle feel with G10, and you want a thinner profile because the G10 is thinner, right? This is an excellent option. Let's sort of break out Adamas and show you what we're talking about. So here's the Adamas. Oh, it's more of the same size than I thought. It feels thinner. You know what? It's probably because this is taller. This is taller here, and so this feels thinner. So if you ever thought the handle on the Adamas is a little too big, then this HK, or HK Ballista, which is made by Hogue, so that one is a very nice option. So I don't remember how much these were. I think they were like 200 or 200 something. If you want to make me an offer on this, it's a knife that I think a lot of people don't know about, so you know it probably would sell on the secondary for less than it's worth. So you may get a good deal, but you know obviously I don't want to be stupid about it. So make me a good offer. I'll try to work it out with you. This is one that I sort of use as a work knife a little bit as a user, so it's not brand new, but it's also not used to pieces, and it does have its original factory edge just dropped. All right. Also has a lock on the back if you're afraid of this thing firing. And it does fire pretty good. For such a big blade, yeah, that fires pretty good. All right. Next up, we got a mini Bugout. You guys have small hands. Break out the Nick Shabazz bitting with the small hands. We had the debate going tonight. Nobody brought back Tiny Hands Trump, but, you know, I kid. That was a terrible meme. So this one, yeah, S30V coating. This was like one of the colorways they did with the with the teal here. Pretty cool knife. I think these ran like 140, 145. I may be wrong. It might have been as much as 160 because the price hikes have gone up. How does 120 sound on this? I think these are out of stock. Let me know what you guys think. All right. The Spyderco Civilian. You guys want to tear the crap out of, not someone, a piece of pork slab. Or something. Right? That's this knife. This thing is wicked. It just catches something and tears right down. And this point really, look how this is angled in here to catch whatever's there. I don't know if the camera picks it up. Yeah, there you go. It is crazy. Back lock, reversible clip. So if you want the tip up carry, you can have the tip up carry. I've been carrying a tip down just because it's easier to manipulate tip down on a larger knife. Yes, I have a video about that. Larger knives, like the military, had a tip down clip for a reason. Same thing with the Socom Elite. Anyway, this one could be up. Pricing is probably a little wonky on this. Let me know if you're interested. The Emerson steak knife, folding steak knife in rich light would be one that I'd be willing to part with. These are like $335 plus shipping from the mothership. So you want one new, you're going to have to pay like $360, $355, right? So this one, I'll go $300 on it, $295 actually. So I'll go $295 on this. It has not actually cut any steaks. It has seen some basic cardboard use and looks really fine. Nothing wrong with it, like new condition. So there is that. The Flightanium Arcade. Okay, I don't mind multiple emails. Multiple emails are good. So I have the Flightanium Arcade. That one is made in China. You can see it has some snail trails on the titanium scales, Ultim on the inserts. You can swap it if you don't like the Ultim. They sell aftermarket inserts on their website that you can replace these with. So that's totally fine. You can also buy new scales if you don't want to buy the whole knife, or you want to change the look completely. This is a better knife than the AD-20.5. It flat out is a better knife than the AD-20.5. I have an AD-20, and that one, the 20 and 20S are both better than this one. But as far as the AD-20.5, this is the better one with an authorized shark lock from Demko. So just a really, really nice knife. These are $200 on their own. If you buy them from China, they take a little bit to get here because they're shipping overseas. I think there's some retailers that sell them direct, but they're often out until they get those larger shipments. Given the, marks on it and everything, and the fact that it's rocking the PP plastic, let's go with 140 on this. Yeah. So let's see what's next. If anyone wants, is anyone interested in some multi-tools? Like Leatherman's and Victorinox Swiss tools. Anyone? Okay, so I don't know if we have much interest, but here, Victorinox Swiss tool, Leatherman rebar, Leatherman wingman, and the big boy, the Victorinox Swiss tool. All right. I also have a limited edition red charge, if you guys are collectors at all of any Leathermans. All right. I've got a American Blade Works Model 2. Good action on this. detent is a little light, just a heads up, but works just fine. The MagnaCut on the blade, little snail trail on the clip. Otherwise, this is really nice feeling milling right here. Excellent job milling by American Blade Works. Just a really cool knife overall. I think these are $330-ish. So I would ask $280 on this. Well, let's go $275. So that's where I'm at. All right. Next up, if anybody wants, I have the other thing that will tear up meat, which is the Cold Steel Black Talon. So if you want to tear up some meat, go buy this and the Spyderco Civilian and go double fist it. But the cool thing about this one is it has kind of a wave feature here with this flat plate. The serrations are a little bit different, and I don't know which one's scarier. They're both pretty scary here. I think the Civilian's nicer, but that one feels better designed in hand, I think. Let's see. Don't know if this is anyone's jam. This is a wallet, metal wallet. I forgot who makes this. This is it's a really popular wallet company. I forgot their names. But you basically put your credit cards in here. It can hold up to a certain number of credit cards with some cash, and you have a clip for your money clip, and you've got the Bounty Hunter edition essentially. So if anyone wants to bounty hunter up their wallet, this is a pretty cool one here. I think the value on this is probably around $100. So get me close to that with an offer. Matriarchs of the Wave feature. Yeah, the Matriarchs come with the 8-wave. Emerson licensed the Wave to Spyderco on the Matriarch and the Endura. And I think they've used it a couple of times on the Endella and the Delica. I'm uncertain. I think there were two other older knives that had it also. I'm uncertain if they use it with Emerson's authority now, because Emerson's patent's expired, or if they only originally used it with his authority while the patent was still alive. I wonder if he still gets royalties off it, and I don't know. So that one was that. Another Spyderco, the Step Titanium Chapparal. This is in excellent condition. Has been sharpened by somebody who knew what they were doing. Not me, but they did know what they were doing. It has a near mirror edge. The secondary on these are weird. I think they're up to like $400. I don't want to take advantage of anyone. Give me a good you know, a good offer on this, and I'll try to make it work as long as I'm not getting hosed too much. Let's see. Here's one you don't see every day, and I don't even know what the value is on it. This is the Sage 2. This is the titanium Reeve integral lock version of the Sage. These are very rare and hard to find. People do not sell them. I personally think the Sage is not as comfortable as some of the other models, but that's just me. And a lot of people think I'm crazy. So since I don't use it, and I'm not a big Spyderco collector, although I do have a lot of Spyderco knives, I figured maybe I'll let somebody else enjoy it. So if you want this knife, make me an offer on that one. The one caveat with this is, if I remember correctly, it does not have a box. So I know that's a big deal for some value with collectors, so just be aware of that. Something else fun. OTF pry bar. I think it's Matco Tools makes these. And then this was licensed to Gecko Customs. It has some snail trails, but they're covered up by the graphic design, so you can only see them if you're really looking for them in certain lights. These were $125, brand new. I would be asking $90 for this. Pretty cool. One thing I will note is, although it's not actually a knife, this part of the pry bar is a little bit sharp, and it's not sharp enough to really cut me, but some asshole officer might decide this would qualify as a OTF knife, even though it's clearly a pry bar. Be aware of that before you buy. But other than that, yeah, pretty cool product. Anyone in the market for a paperweight? Got this nice paperweight here. I don't even know who the maker is, but it is brass. I can go find the maker. There's some runes on here. This was a custom piece as far as I'm aware, and it was valued in a trade as a filler item at $150 from someone I trusted, who I think had earned the trust. So I believe him that that's what the value is. So I would say, you know, it's been sitting in my box for a while. Let's go 95 on this. Under 100. Okay. Let's see. Anyone collect the bucks of the month? I have 2 of these. I only need 1. This is the Buck Spitfire buck of the month for March of 2024, I think. I think it was 2024. Pretty sure. But it was a really nice knife. It might have been 2023 at the end. I don't remember. For some reason, my brain's telling me March of 2024. But this may have been something from 2023. In any event, this is a cool version of it because it has, so all these are hollow ground, and this is a full flat grind version of it. It's a completely different version of the Spitfire, and so you get to experience the knife differently than the regular Spitfires. This is a back lock. It is entirely Cerakoted, which is another cool feature that not all of them are entirely Cerakoted like this. And you know, you have that green logo, and of course it's buck of the month, so it's collectible. Getting tired here. I have this Fox Trainer. This is, what is this? FX 599 TK, made in Italy, Fox Knives. Obviously Emerson Wave. this is a really cool karambit for flipping around, mainly because this is my first one from Fox. They do such a good job of, you know, really finishing the ring so that it has nice curves and no sharp edges, that it just really is, it's really easy to flip and comfortable to bring it around. This is tabletop, so I can't really flip, you know, how I would normally flip, but, you know, I can do it off camera. You just can't see it. But yeah, it's pretty cool. This is set up for, you know, a right hand pull right now. But you can flip it. It has the holes. Yeah. I'm kind of curious if this is meant to be used as like an oxygen wrench or something. I don't know if it is. If you guys know, let me know. But that is one of the things I was looking at on here. Trainer. No idea what to charge for this. Make a reasonable offer. I really don't have a reason to hang on to it, so if it sounds good to me, I'll probably just take it. I have these two Decas, Scorpion and Collector's Edition. This is tritium in here. This is anodized titanium thumb studs on that one. Anodized titanium screws, as far as that's what I believe they are anyway. I'll double check. I think they're all these are titanium. And then you've got the really nice carbon fiber that's milled out here. And this one has the marbled carbon fiber that just has those gold flakes, which is really cool. These are both drop point, and they are both, I'm sorry, this one's Magna Cut, and this one's 20 CV. So, you want the Collector's Deca? So the Collector's Deca, I think these went for 300 and change. Are you buying multiples, Larry? If you're buying multiples, I'll give you a good deal. Makes it easier on shipping and just makes it easier to know stuff is done. Okay, so I'm wrong. I'm glad I have somebody who knows what they're doing in here. On the oxygen tanks, I was wrong. All right, so I'll give you a price on this by email. If anyone else wants to claim it, I'm probably going to be just under 300 on it, but Larry, I'll try to give a good deal since he's buying multiples. Plus, he's been a long-time friend of the channel. All right. Does anyone want to spend a stupid amount of money on a shaman? I have zirconium backspacer, Zircuti scales, the first set of Zircuti scales ever made. Eat your heart out, Metal Complex. You go on there, you have you have what you say are the first set. These were the first set. Guy had never made them before, and I had them several months beforehand. In any event, Lynch clip. So, kind of a cool thing. This is the Cru-Carta version. So I do have the original micarta scales for this, but it is Cru-Carta. One caveat, Zircuti is heavy as hell. So be aware this will be ass balanced if you keep these scales on. The scales themselves are super thick Zircuti. And so, I mean, they're like $550 scales. I'd probably, and the Cru-Carta version of the knife is probably, a $250, $300 knife. So with the Zircuti backspacer and everything else, the clip, this really is like $1,000 into this knife. That being said, I'm not charging that. I would probably sell the entire thing. Let's go 700. And you guys get the win on that. Some other ones that I may be willing to sell. If anyone wants an XM18 Auto stonewashed. If anyone wants a ProTech Strider PT two-tone Enthusiant, I believe this was one of the Enthusiant knives. And this is stainless steel with the gridlock pattern. Abalone button, two-tone Mike Irie grind. Really nice. Just a knife that I don't carry these smaller Striders, so just a really cool knife that's been sitting in my collection on a shelf. So if anyone's interested in this, I think these were like 800 and change. Originally, I'd probably be looking for something around that, but I would double check to just make sure that I was with market pricing. I'm not going to overcharge you more than I paid for it, but if the market is under what I paid for it, then I'll have to maybe revise my price downward. I also have this Grambo Knives Russ. I totally forget what the pricing is on that, so I guess if you're interested, I'll just work out something by email. I think it's like 300 something. I don't remember. But that's that. If anyone wants a neck knife and likes Hinderer, I have this one. It is an LP1. And I don't know if it shows up on camera because it's so light, but you can see the Hinderer logo there. It's just really, really light. That white thing right there is the Hinderer logo. I think the pulling it out in and out of the sheath and the fact that it's a DLC knife messed with the logo a little bit. In any event, this one is one I would move on from. There's a mark in the blade there. I think it's just material on here that can be taken off with a dry eraser. I would double check. Not a dry eraser, a magic eraser. I would double check before I sent it to you, but I'm pretty sure that's what it is. And here's your sort of neck knife setup. So I think these are around, I think they're like 300 something. I don't know. I have to check on pricing on these. I'd be around 200 on this. So. And this one, I don't know if I should sell this or just keep this at this point. This is a Hoback Summit. This was a $700 knife that was USA made until we found out that it was actually made in China. And the company got in trouble, did a mea culpa to a certain degree, and all of us got left holding the bag on the value when the market dropped out from underneath the knife because of the fact that, the company could no longer charge $700 for knives that were clearly not $700 knives. So, these have been selling online for $350-ish to $400, but more $350-ish than anything else. So I can't take any lower than that, but I'm taking such a big loss on this knife that I may end up just keeping it if it doesn't sell. Kind of leaves a bad taste in my mouth. But it's a really cool knife. I mean, it's huge, has a really nice action, is very fidgety, but I think that's where I would be on it. I just don't carry it. So, that is that. Have I gotten through most of these? Oh, I'd also sell this one. Benchmade Immunity, full immunity. Or, I'm sorry, auto immunity. This is, if I'm telling you, if the handle were larger on this, this would be, yeah, so the Summit's like a larger sumo. if it wasn't for the fact that the handle is so small on this, this would be one of my favorite knives. I really like it. It's got M4 steel, which Benchmade does really well. I love their M4. And frankly, it's one of my favorite steels. I would say M4. I like their M4 better than their Cru-Wear. And I like Cru-Wear generally better than M4. But the way they do it, I like the M4 better. So it's got the M4. It's got really nice contoured handles here. Just wish it had a little bit more to grab onto. It's a 3-finger knife. But other than that, really nice knife. Has been used to cut. You can see some stuff in here which doesn't show up too well in the light, but it's not so visible. This one is one I don't have the pricing in front of me on, but I have a guy who I sometimes get better deals on from Benchmade, so I will pass on the savings to you if you contact me and you're interested. So that is that. Did I get through all of them? No. Oh no, I've got a few more. Here we go. Endura Skinny Slicer, COVID Skinny Slicer. So this was, the story with this knife is, I don't know if I can get it to focus. So that says COVID-19 RH. So the story with this is that Rick did this batch entirely himself in his shop during the lockdowns. You know how usually you'll get a card that says Amanda Yoder or one of the other people was the one that built the knife. Because he wasn't allowed to have staff in his office, he built every knife in that run himself. And therefore, he made the run special, called it a COVID-19 Skinny Skinner, made the laser marking on it, and he has Rick Hinder cards in with the boxes on those. I paid, those have been up and down in value. Sometimes people want them, sometimes people don't. The Skinner is probably the blade shape that kind of is hit or miss the most within Hinder. So it was kind of a weird choice for Rick to do at the time, but I think that's what they were working on. I paid $5.50 for this a couple of years ago. I'd like to get that back out of it if somebody wants it. But that is that one. I've got a Crawford Custom Tonto. This has a couple of rust spots here. I don't know if you could see them. They're not too bad. But I've got to move it on. And it's got a lot of snail trails, by the way. This is what I would call a user with a blade that hasn't been used too much. It looks like it's gotten a lot of carry with not a lot of use. Either that or it's been banging around in a toolbox while closed, right? So, but this was, I think these ran probably over 1,000 or something. This knife's probably 20 years old. So, you know, I'd probably say $600 sounds fair. If you're interested, let me know. If you want to negotiate on it, let me know. It's kind of a weird knife to price. 0450 tie. This is a very popular knife, full tie. I think it's like over $100 off at 150, and that's where I'm going to sell at 150. Okay, getting towards the end here. I've got a Launch 1, which let's call it $100. Excellent condition, although why is it doing that? Oh, because the button's getting stuck. Why is the button getting stuck? Not stuck. Okay, was I just holding it in too long? Not stuck. Okay, I was holding the button too long. Yeah, it's totally fine. And if you have any issues with it, I'll take care of it. This is the Launch 1. I think these are like 150-ish. I would let this go for 100. Let's go 95. 95. Delica, the one that wasn't given away. I have half a mind to do another giveaway just to see how many videos it takes for someone to claim it. But won't do that. Let's go $90 on this. K390, Warney, $90. Pretty good deal. All right. Larry, if you're still here, in addition to that other Hogue, I have the Collector Series version of the Counter-Strike here. $400 knife. Let's go $325 on this. It's got aluminum, really nice aluminum on one side, and the carbon fiber and anodized titanium here. So one of the interesting things with this is that this is the knife that caused nerve damage in my pinky finger. So you will have if you buy this knife, you'll own the knife that maimed me. Yeah, I'll add this to the file. This one is a company called Patriot Knife Works. I bought this on a whim. I don't really know much about the company other than the fact that they were a U.S. manufacturer. They originally charged $300, almost $400 for this knife, I think. And it's not a bad knife. It's actually like ergonomically fine. It has pretty good edge geometry here. It's in a good steel. It's Wolf Designs is who it's by. The issue I have with it is, and this might be why the company didn't do as well, some of the edges here aren't very well finished. Yeah, it's a pretty good. I like this knife. The blade is really nice. My two big gripes about it are the clip, where it's located, how low it is, and the amount of spring retention. But the other thing that really irks me a little bit is how sharp the corners are on these ends, right? That's really what irks me. And then this on the back end's a little bit sharp, but not as much because it's got the G10 over it. So if somebody is interested in this one, I will say $150 on this for a knife that was originally $300 something. So that's the deal on that. Anyway, that's our show, fellas. Unless someone wants, actually I found one more. Anyone want a Clone Wars Ultratech? These are like $400. Let's go $380 on it because I think they're like $440 normally. $380. All right. So that's our show. I did not bring a knife to give away, but let's see what I have. Thank you. Yeah. Well, I hope I sell some knives. I'm trying to go buy another custom. I was very happy with this custom that I got at Blade Show. This is a Melvin Lozada Hound 3.75 with Tiger My Damascus and like a really cool island camo quartz, island dirt. So I like that one a lot, and I was going to buy another custom from him, so I wanted to get some funds for that. Also need to fund some giveaways. Let's see if I can find a giveaway knife. All right. This is used. I wanted to test the blade coating. So you can see the blade coating didn't hold up extremely well. But I will go ahead and make this a giveaway knife. This is a pyrite, I think. And it's like the one from Knife Center that had, you can't really see it here, but it has like a whole bunch, it has like a picture on it with waves, like Japanese waves. So we'll go ahead and do this one as a giveaway because I just happen to have it here. Hope you guys are cool with that. We got a small crowd, but I think it works. Let's go with give me a number between 200 and 400. However, and one guess, guys, so don't guess yet. I'll tell you when to start. One guess, number between 200 and 400, the closest without going over. Okay? 200 to 400, starting now. Man, you see that blade coating really got worn. Man, y'all are trolling each other. Y'all are totally trolling each other. Vicious. We got more than 4. We just got 4 entries. All right, 5. How are we looking, guys? Give you guys maybe another 30 seconds here. The action on this is great. The FM1? No, the FM1's great. Where's the FM1? There we go. FM1, baby. Really great knife. Really great knife. All right, I think that's it. We'll close it. The number was the model number of my glasses. I don't know if it shows here. 386. Doesn't really show that well. 386. So who is the winner at 386? Come on, y'all control the crap out of each other, and you don't have an answer when I need a winner. Trayson, you are the winner. Email me at triple.e.edc@gmail.com. That's triple.e.edc@gmail.com. I will give you a choice, actually, between this knife and if you wanted the Leatherman Wingman from earlier, or the Leatherman Sidekick. They're all around the same price, so you know, you're welcome to pick any of those 3. All right, let me know in an email, triple.e.edc@gmail.com. Great seeing you guys. I know it wasn't as much talking because there's a lot of knives to go through in the sale, but you know, hope you enjoyed everything. Hope you enjoyed the debate. If you watched the debate, oh boy, that was something. And until next time. Have a good night, guys.